Black girls talking to the dead. This should be interesting. My name is Brandon Keith Avery, and this is just my opinion. Hey, what's going on, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Just My Opinion for my Darby and the Dead movie review. And if this is your first time finding me and you happen to like the video, please give me a thumbs up and consider subscribing. All right, so now we have Darby and the Dead. It is an original film that is available on the streaming platform Hulu this Friday, the 2nd, 2022. It is a 20th Century Studios film that honestly I've never heard of. But before we get to that, it is being directed by Silas Howard, and this is what the gentleman looks like right here. And if we scroll down just to look at his filmography real quick, he also did Quantum Leap TV series and also A League of Their Own. He did direct at least one episode. I have not seen that show on Amazon, but if you have, please let me know what your thoughts are below. But when it comes to this film right here, Darby and the Dead, I had absolutely no expectations. This kind of popped up on the radar for me at the last minute. I had an email, I looked at the trailer and was like, oh, this is coming out tomorrow. Let me go ahead and check this out. It does have a black girl at the lead. And I've never heard of this young woman right here by the name of Real Downs, but she is playing the titular character and I like her style. She does have some flair. I do like that hair right there. She was also in Salem that came out a couple of years ago, Henry Danger and Back to the 80s and all of that, a TV series that I watched a long time ago. But if you've seen any of these other projects, please let me know what you think down below as well. But like I said, I had zero expectations for this film. I had no idea what we were going to get, and I watched the trailer. It was intriguing, and that's what led me here. But before I get into all the nitty-gritty, before I talk about all my likes and dislikes, let me tell you exactly what this film is all about. Follows Darby Harper, who after suffering a near-death experience as a child is granted the ability to see ghosts. To combat the existential boredom of high school, she runs a side business counseling local spirits in her spare time. When an unexpected occurrence happens between Darby and Capri, the most popular girl at her high school, Darby reluctantly agrees to help her and the process learns on how to fit in with the living world again. All right, so the first thing that I liked about this movie is the titular character, Darby, played by Real Downs. She is adorable. This young lady is like the sweetest thing in the world. And when I was watching this movie, I was imagining her as my little sister, just someone that I wanted to protect. And if anyone messed with her, crossed her path the wrong way, or was disrespectful, I just wanted to jump into the screen, protect her, and beat them up. Like, I got you, Darby, I got you. It was just something about her that I was able to relate to a lot, and she felt like a member of the family, if I had to be honest with you. Another thing that I liked about this movie is it was unpredictable. I had no idea where this film was going as far as the plot is concerned or the way it was going to end. There were a couple of times when I was watching this, especially in the first and second act, where it did take a slight turn, a slight twist, and I just didn't see it coming. Like, okay, wow, this is where we're going with the story, especially after seeing the trailer. That was very surprising to me. If you do watch the trailer, you can possibly figure it out. But like I said in my intro, I watched the trailer, then still kind of forgot what the movie was about. So when these twists and turns did happen in the movie, and I don't want to over exaggerate when I say twists and turns, it was still unexpected to me. And again, I did not know how this movie was going to end. The movie was also funny. I did laugh out loud a number of times at the character of Darby. It kind of took me a while, maybe 5 or 10 minutes, that's not a while, to get used to her character. But when another character by the name of Capri was sitting on her desk at the beginning of the movie, and she was like, hey, there's an ass on my desk, that is when I fell in love with her character Darby and kind of started laughing at all of her jokes and quirks throughout the rest of the movie. And I like teen movies, I do. I'm not saying that this is the best one out there. I remember She's All That. I remember Not Another Teen Movie, which is a spoof. I mean, of course, we can go back to the 80s, and also Mean Girls is one of my favorite high school movies as well. But I'm not saying that this is as good as those, but I just like the vibe of a teen movie. I don't know, we've all been there and we can all relate relate to some degree. Again, this ain't no Euphoria or nothing like that, because that show is amazing. I mean, this was not even remotely close, but it's still a bit entertaining. I also like the message of just being yourself, not trying to be included in the in crowd, and also just them saying that popularity is overrated. I mean, it can be. You know, when you're young, people will go to extreme lengths to get attention and be popular. And actually, not even when you're young, grown people do that as well. And this does kind of shine a light on that. Just like, hey, you know, sometimes it's also best to kind of stay in the shadows and do your thing unnoticed. Things can go a lot smoother for you. And the last thing that I liked about this movie was Darby's hair. I don't know what in the world they was trying to do at the very beginning of the film, but towards the middle and end, she did start to embrace her natural ethnic hair. I love that, with the curls, with the fro, with the various designs, whatever. I liked it. It looked good. It looked natural. 2 thumbs up. But that is going to conclude the things that I did like about this movie. Now let me transition to some things that I really didn't care for. The first thing being that this movie was extremely anticlimactic. Everything that they hyped up at the beginning of this film that we're going to end up with, like, hey, there's going to be a big party at the end and a big showdown. Man, nothing really happened. When it did pop off, I was just kind of saying to myself, okay, is that it? Where is the film going to go now? I wasn't that excited before this end conclusion, but now there's just nothing to keep me going, and I'm waiting for the credits to end. There was also too much narration from the lead character, Darby. Like, I liked her, but she was just talking to the camera a little bit too much, and that was disappointing. I do like narration and fourth breaking of the wall at times, but there's a way to do it and there's a way not to do it, and unfortunately it did not come across that authentic this time around, and so that did bring the film down a bit for me. Also, we have a great actor in this movie by the name of Derek Luke, who is the father of Darby in this film, and unfortunately we do not get that much screen time with him. And I'm not saying that he had to be on the screen much more. I do what works, but it was a missed opportunity that we really didn't see more of a relationship between Darby and her father. That was really disappointing. You have to see the movie to realize where her mother is, but there were just so many opportunities where they could have bonded or had some type of drama or in between, and it was just either left on the cutting room floor or not thought of to develop more in this story to make it better. And that's just really disappointing. It seemed like their relationship was perfect and they never got into an argument other than just some one little squabble or talk back that Darby did towards the end of this film. And there was just no pushback as well. Just like, okay, I guess you're the daughter and you're right. I don't know. I just kind of wanted a lot more from their relationship, and I feel like we didn't get it. And again, that it was a missed opportunity. And there was also no emotional connection between them as well, except for the very end of the movie. But the movie is over by the end and you're ready to go. But again, it could have just been much more between them, and I'm disappointed that we didn't get to see it. Also, there's another character in this movie by the name of Alili Cravalho. I've never heard of her before, but she is the supporting actress in this film. She is the one that dies by the name of Capri. She is the one that is super popular and trying to help our hero Darby come to terms. And I did not like the fact that she had so much power over Darby. Pretty much she can do whatever she wants. It made me uncomfortable. It was a bit eerie that a white person that's dead can still control the life of a live black person. I don't know, that just made me uncomfortable. And this the whole vibe of, I like that this was a different type of movie, but you have a black girl who is able to talk to dead people. Yes, there was a movie by the name of Sixth Sense that came out before and was very popular. I mean, everybody watched that movie, and I'm pretty sure this movie, Darby and the Dead, is not the first of its kind. But still, for me, it was just weird of them exploring the afterlife and what happens after death, whether you're alive or dead. It was just weird and kind of came off creepy. I was saying to myself, okay, are people now going to explore death and trying to contact the afterlife and witches and I don't know, demonic forces. These are the things that kind of cross my mind. I could be sounding crazy right now. Also, just the ghost taking so much of Darby's time and her not able to do what she really wants to do in her life and working for free. I don't know why. I just thought about slavery in the beginning building of this country, and it rubbed me the wrong way. Maybe the film did not mean to have those vibes in this film at all, and I may be reaching, hey, but I'm just being honest with you. Those are the things that crossed my mind when I was watching this movie. But guys, I didn't love this film and I didn't hate it either. It's only an hour and about 39 minutes. After the first hour and 5 minutes, I pressed pause and was like, I'll just finish this tomorrow. And that's what I did earlier today. But it's just nothing that can get me excited or for me to say, hey, you need to see this movie as soon as possible. It's not horrible, but at the same time, it's not good either. It's just okay. It's just there. I can't even call it a cute little movie. Again, I like Darby, but other than that, it's kind of hard to find things that you love about this movie other than it being very different than most things you've seen before, or at least recently. If I had to rate this film out of 1 out of 10, I'll give my rating at the very end of this video. But for now, guys, that is just my opinion, and I want to thank you so much for tuning in. If you did enjoy this video, please go ahead and give me the thumbs up and subscribe to the channel, helping me reach my next milestone of 50,000 subscribers. And if you do want to subscribe, you're going to get movie reviews, spoiler movie reviews, series reviews, a weekly movie news roundup show, trailer reactions, and I did a lot of coverage on Black Panther Wakanda Forever. And here's also a whole playlist on hashtag recast T'Challa. Also talking to Welcome to Chippendales, and I got some fresh out of theater reactions and some interviews right there. But again, if I had to rate Darby and the Dead out of a 1 out of 10, I think I'm gonna give this movie a 6. Yes, a 6 out of 10. That is barely passing for me. I don't want to just say this movie is a failure because it's not. It's not trash. It's not crap, but it's not anything special about it except for Darby, my little sister, young woman. If you're watching this, I am rooting for you and can't wait to see you in future projects. And also just a little tidbit. This was also supposed to be cast with Storm Reed, but she had to jump out because of scheduling conflicts. But guys, again, I just wanted to thank you so much for tuning in. And before you go, don't forget that my name is Brandon Keith Avery, and that's just my opinion. Peace.